Aaron, it seems like yesterday we were in spring training and now we're almost at the All-Star break. What has this experience being the Yankees manager been like for you?
It's been great. Every day, I can't wait to get here. And it starts with the players in that room. As I've said a lot of times, we have a lot of great players in there. But what I love about them is who they are, and the character and the work ethic and the dedication to their craft and the desire to go out there and be a great club. And then all the people that I get to work with on a daily basis, from my coaching staff to the front office. It's just been a place that I wake up every day, can't wait to get to work. And there's big challenges every day, but there's no one I'd rather go through those than with the people I get to do it with every day.
You just brought up challenges on a daily basis, and you have two guys out of your starting rotation that started there at the beginning of the season, and you guys haven't missed a beat. What is that like for you as a manager to go through that?
Well, first of all, it's a tribute to, the depth with that this organization has really worked at establishing over the last several seasons. So when we've had to dip into our depth, whether it be Domingo Germán moving into the starting rotation, whether it's pulling up Loaizaga, and there's more reinforcements if we need them. It's just a tribute to really how many talented people we have in this organization, that guys have been able to step in unfazed and deliver.
What impressed you the most about Loaizaga down at spring training?
First of all, the stuff and the ease with which he does it. So the first bullpen I saw from him, there's just a real simplicity and athleticism to his delivery, the electric stuff that comes out of him. But then just the way he carried himself. A young guy, he's low key, but the way he carried himself in spring training as a new young player, he just seemed very unfazed and a great just demeanor overall, and I think that served him well, especially as he gets his feet wet here in the big leagues.
Domingo Germán, since he came into the rotation when Jordan Montgomery got hurt, how have you seen his progress? I mean, from that time he came in Houston until now, and especially before his start against the Rays, you said he pitches backwards to success. So how have you seen his progression throughout?
You know what? In that when he came in Houston, he was great. So he's pitching a lot like that player. So what we're finding is that he's just getting a little more and more consistent. He's finding ways to make adjustments on the mound when he does get out of whack a little bit. And really, he had those two starts in a row where he struggled a little bit, but he's really reined it in and been really pitch efficient, pounding the strike zone. And if he can command his fastball, because it's an electric pitch and because his breaking ball and changeup are two big-time pitches for him, he can go and shut down anyone with his repertoire.
What does it say to you as his manager when you see the defense wasn't as sharp as it should have been in that first inning in his last start, but he keeps it together, gives up the one run, and then continuously shuts the opposition down?
It's one of the things, we preach a lot is don't allow circumstances or don't allow the last play to affect the next one, good or bad. And especially our young guys have been really good at doing that. They've been really good at making adjustments, dealing with whatever happens behind them, things that are sometimes out of their control. And I think they also have a lot of faith in one another and love playing with one another. So you see him not even really blink or not even be fazed by it and easily be able to move on and continue to pitch a great game.
The way it's put together now, your rotation is very unique. And I say that because you have a guy in Luis Severino who's your flat-out ace, and you have a guy also in CC Sabathia who's at the other end of the spectrum. How key is it to have a guy who's as young as Severino and dominating as he is, and Sabathia with all the experience for these guys that come up and even the other guys in between?
It is a really good blend, behind the scenes. And I think there's a lot of different experiences that they can all kind of share with one another, learn from one another. But in Luis, to have a young ace in this league that we know we can count on every fifth day is huge. And to see what CeCe's become late in his career as a guy that continues to just generate weak contact game in and game out, it seems like. But those two guys, I think, really complement each other well. in the room, in the clubhouse, and leading what's been a very good rotation.
I know he says the kids come up to him, CC, but do you see that? Do you see when guys come up and they get this opportunity, they kind of lean on him for some advice?
No question. And he's a great mentor, and, you know, very few people I'd want more than CC leading the way for a young up-and-coming pitcher. And he relates to so many people in that room. He's open. I think young guys feel very comfortable approaching him, and that's just because of the way he is. And I'm glad he's one of the leaders in our room, because he really sets the tone and makes a great culture in there.
One more before we let you go, and that is, did you have any superstitions when you were a player at all?
I would, I feel like, run out to do my run before the game at a certain time, but I wasn't, and if I didn't, it wasn't a big deal to me. So I take that back. I would. So if they changed the ball out and the pitcher would ask for a new ball and lob it back, I would always try to not watch him lob it back, because I had heard somewhere that affects how you track the ball. So I would look away as the umpire would throw it back, and then I can get back into my routine.
So that's not anything like jumping over the foul line or anything. That's something completely different. I mean, Boggs had the chicken, and he would walk back and forth.
I'd stay off the foul line if possible, but if it didn't happen, I was okay with it.
Aaron, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
You bet.